In this video, we are going to discuss this past paper 2013, question number 14. Before you continue with this past paper, you are strongly advised to go through another video discussing this example because we are going to use very similar techniques. Here we go. We are first given the graph, and also there are three options given. At the beginning, we actually do not need to care about the options. For the stage 1, we simply need to find out the slope, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept respectively. For the slope, I suggest you to have the slope-intercept form. We make y the subject and you will know the slope, while for the y-intercept we put x by 0, and for the x-intercept we put y by 0. From the given equation, we now make y the subject. It is as shown here. The coefficient of x, which is negative 1 over a, is the slope. And then we find the y-intercept, which is negative b over a, and the x-intercept is negative b. From the equation we know this, and then we move on to look at the graph. With the inclination as shown, you should remember that the slope is positive. Therefore, negative 1 over a is greater than 0. The y-intercept cuts here below the x-axis. Therefore, the y-intercept is smaller than 0. Finally, the x-intercept is on the right-hand side of the graph, and we know that the x-intercept should be greater than 0. Here we can see easily that the inequality for the slope and for the x-intercept, they are much simpler. And then we can deduce that a is smaller than 0 and b is also smaller than 0. While for the inequality about the y-intercept, because we have already found out the range for a and b, we don't need this one this time. For the second step, you always need to figure out the additional information given. For example, for this one, you find that the y-intercept is higher than negative 1. Therefore, you know that the y-intercept should be greater than negative 1. We copy the y-intercept expression negative b over a, and then we write down greater than negative 1. Now we multiply negative 1 to both sides, you will get b over a is smaller than 1. And then we multiply a to both sides. But this part is very tricky because you need to check, every time you need to check whether a should be greater than 0 or smaller than 0 in order to determine the inequality sign. You check from above that you can see a is more than 0. Therefore, when you multiply by a negative number, the sign changes. So we have got b should be greater than a. Since we find that b is greater than a, which means that option 3 is correct. That's all. Hope you like this video.